Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream. So we have 5 viewers currently, and we're going to do a regular analysis. So we're getting some activity in the markets, which is very nice to see on the 6 currency pairs that I trade. So here is the list. So we have Euro US dollar, EJ, AU, AJ, Pound, and NJ. So these are the ones I trade, and then we have the ones for the live stream, like the big instruments: gold, silver, S&P, Nasdaq, Bitcoin, Ethereum, dollar index, and we have oil. So we're gonna go through these currency pairs first. If you have any questions or any chart requests, any psychology questions, risk management, success in trading, prop firms, make sure to put them in the chat. We will cover all of them. What's up, Taylor? Hope you're doing well. So let me first check the news for today. So I'm gonna go to Forex calendar. And I don't think today we have much significant news. Yeah, nothing much for today. Tomorrow we do have some dollar news as far as I can see. I use the Forex Factory calendar and I filter all of the red impact news, all right? I don't really pay attention to news, but I like to keep myself updated so that I know when I can expect some possible large moves in the market, especially if you're trading prop firms as well. I know a lot of prop firms actually do not allow news trading, so it's good to stay on top of those things. That being said, we're gonna start with the euro and the US dollar. What's up, Daniel? Yeah, Aussie US dollar. It is on the list. We're definitely gonna go through it. But first, euro and the US dollar. I did actually take a reversal setup here. It was right here. So for me, I saw a nice pattern. I saw a nice ascending channel. So how I can divide my trading strategy is basically I have prior price action patterns and I have entry patterns. So this is a prior price action pattern of an ascending channel. What usually happens after an ascending channel is price creates a downtrend, okay? So I saw this and then I saw a reversal entry pattern. So again, prior price action pattern is the ascending channel and the entry pattern is a reversal where you have a large impulse going down, breaking the low. Okay, we broke the low with a lot of momentum, had a clean close right here, and then I set my order on the most recent low with a 10 pip stop loss, or actually it was 11 pips. I add 1 pip for the spreads in my live trading, but I backtest with 10 pips. So you always need to take account spreads as well. Okay, set the order, got tagged in with this candle, and price started moving lower. Okay, and then I just followed the trade with the trade management rule. At one point, it was running, what was it, around 1.5%. So it was doing okay, and then I got stopped out because my stop loss was 2 pips above this high. So at 938, wait, this is wrong. So see this high, 946, so 966. 966 was my position of the stop loss, and then this candle took me out for like 0.4% winner when you take in all of the commissions. So a nice winner. I was happy with the trade, and then price just started ranging around. So not the kind of reaction I wanted to see. I wanted to see price really melt down. I wanted to see a really strong downtrend happen, but that unfortunately never formed. Okay. But again, managed to extract a little bit of profits. So if anyone is trading, if anyone is from Zentum Trading, what is your opinion on this trade? You can definitely put it in the chat. I think it was worth the risk. I know a lot of people did not take this trade because they saw a gap right here. Okay, so that was a concern from them. For me, I concentrated on the big ascending channel pattern, and that was enough for me to look for a reversal trade. Okay, so current price action, we had a large push, and I was definitely interested in some buy setups. Definitely interested in buy setups at this point. We had a V and a small V and a range. Usually this sort of a pattern creates an uptrend, okay? A lot of the time you will see a V reversal and a range push up and then create a nice strong uptrend like this, right? So this is a good per price action pattern, a high probability price action pattern. And I was looking for either a flag entry pattern or a pullback, break of the high, retest of the high, break and retest entry pattern. Okay, so very simple. Those patterns are being traded for a long time, for decades. Most traders use them, so yeah, very simple stuff. But then we got a big shift. Okay, we got a big shift in momentum right here, big red candle, unfortunately. That was not the best. So that was also a big warning sign to me, and I did not like that big red candle. Okay, so that was definitely a cause of concern. At that point, I was not really looking for any setups anymore. So I saw a big shift in momentum, big selling pressure, and yeah, just did not fit the plan. So that's it for EU. Let's now do the Aussie and the US dollar. My forecast is I'm being more patient because we got a shift. So we got a shift in momentum here, and then we broke the high retraced. That is a sign of weakness. Okay, definite sign of weakness. So I'm going to be more patient on the euro and the US dollar. Daniel, let's do the Aussie and the US dollar, and I'm not going to put EU on the watch list. So we had a V reversal, but it could not play out. See, V, I was looking for a range, push down, and then a nice downtrend. It could not play out, but I was looking for potential liquidity sweeps. So liquidity sweeps, that's a range-bound entry, and I'm looking for a flat range and looking for these areas below and above the range right here. Okay, I want to see reversals in these areas. Just give me one. Sorry about that. So I'm looking for reversals in these areas right here. I want to see price go into these areas and reject. Go into the upper liquidity and reject. So basically it is selling the top, buying the bottom. Very, very simple stuff. We did get an opportunity in the lower liquidity area right here. Okay. So this was looking nice because the range was looking very flat and very corrective, but I wanted a bit more conviction. Okay, so I wanted the entry candle, which would have been this blue candle, to have been a bit bigger. I wanted the rejection to be a bit bigger. So it just did not fit my plan 100%. The range was really nice, really flat, really corrective, really clean, but this rejection of the liquidity was just too small. Just too small for me. I wanted to see a big, big rejection, a big, big blue candle like this. Unfortunately, that never formed. And it's good that I did follow the plan, because if I took this trade, this liquidity sweep, so basically buying the bottom of the range, it would have been a loss. Okay, it would have been a loss. So yeah, good that I followed the plan. If you took it, I would say it was a good trade. So if you took this liquidity sweep, I would say it is a good trade. It was just not really high probability in my opinion, but if you took it, I think it was still worth the risk, for especially for some traders. Broke down, and now on this 1 hour chart, we're starting to be a bit corrective. We broke the high, retraced, moved down. So not seeing much high probability price action on the Aussie US dollar. I'm seeing range bound price action. Okay, I'm expecting Paul. So Paul, you took the liquidity sweep. You took this one, right? I would say it was a good trade, even if you took it. So I would say it was still a high probability trade. We expect this area to reject. So yeah, I would say it was nice. Yeah. But current price action is not showing me much confidence. So I'm going to be more patient with this price action on the Aussie and the US dollar. I'm expecting, to be honest, more of a range bound market. So expecting something like this. And maybe if we get a bigger range, we can look to sell the top again and buy the bottom. My eyes would definitely be on a takeout of this low right here. Okay. Daniel, I wanted to see a bigger shift. Yeah, me too. Definitely. Definitely wanted to see a bigger blue candle. And one more thing, for me, this happened early in the morning. So it was like 5 a.m. my time. And usually in the mornings, I take really crappy trades. Okay. I have found this in my live trading. Usually I take some very shitty setups in the morning. So I kind of wanted to stay out of this one because of that as well. I have it in my trade plan that if a trade forms early in the morning and if I'm in doubt, so if I'm not 100% certain, much better for me to stay out. This trade, I just woke up, my head was a bit fuzzy and saw the trade and decided against it because, again, it's in my trade plan. I tend to take some shitty setups in the morning. So that's it. Do you guys have any other questions for AU? Or are you looking at maybe other dollar pairs? Not EU, but maybe the pound and the US dollar? Oh no, it's printing a shift. Fuck. Okay, this is not the story. This is not the story that I wanted to see, but it is what it is. It is the market. So we had a really, really nice uptrend on the pound. As you can see, very, very large bullish legs. Okay, very large legs going up. Then a bit of a range right here. I didn't get in any buy setups. That's all for AU. Yeah, no worries, Daniel. No worries. You have any other requests, any other pairs or setups that you're currently looking at? Definitely put them in the chat and we can take a look. I was definitely looking at the pound. 100%. The pound was very interesting. I did not unfortunately take any buy setups anywhere in the uptrend, but I was definitely liking this momentum right here. So the momentum was looking really nice. I mean, 4 huge bullish candles, little wick, almost no wick, clean close here. So that is absolutely perfect. Daniel, me too, but I need to see how it closes. Yeah, so this is a live candle. This is still a live candle. But let me get back to this. So when I see this momentum, it doesn't happen that often, and I definitely want to be a buyer in this market. This is some very, very nice, very high probability momentum, and I was looking for a nice, clean flag setup. Okay, nice, clean flag setup. Now we're starting to print a flag, but it all depends on what happens with this candle. It was looking pretty big, showing a lot of large selling pressure at one point, okay? But this is a live candle, so it can still print like this. Whoop. So still it can print a huge wick like this, okay? If that happens, that will be very, very high probability. So let me actually set my alarms. Let's do it. 16:59 is when I will be checking this currency pair, okay? And I'm liking this so far. It's rejecting the area. It's starting to print that wick that I was talking about. I need the blue candle to be the entry candle. So in a flag, we have the first high, first low, second high, second low, and we need the blue candle to be the entry candle, okay? I do not execute a buy setup on a red candle. I need a blue candle. So if we can get it, I'll definitely be looking for some nice buy setups on the pound and US dollar. Let's put this one on the watch list as well. Perfect flag depends on this candle. So if this one closes with a big bearish close like this, then it's not a perfect flag anymore. Currently, it's looking pretty nice. Okay, currently it's looking pretty small, pretty tight formation. So it's looking, yeah. So it's looking nice as it currently stands. But live candles, so you never know what's going to happen. We still have 45 minutes because this is the hourly chart. So in 45 minutes, a lot of shit can happen. So let's see. Let's see how the pound will develop. Okay. Gold, Alfonso. Yeah, sure. Let's do gold. On the 1 hour, definitely was in an uptrend. Definitely was in a large uptrend. We even had a flag right here. This was a flag. Okay, here we had a flag formation. First high, first low, second high, second low. Is this the second low though? 770. Yeah, it's a bit lower. So this was a flag, would have been a nice winner possibly. Then we pushed up, but no real high probability flags. Now I don't like this. So this is, the current candle is looking very, very bearish. It's looking very strong with the selling pressure. And in an uptrend, that is something I do not really want to see. Now, gold does not really move like other currency pairs, like for example, Forex. What I spotted is that gold likes to move in channels. So it kind of has these large channels and it just bounces away and moves like this. So that is the difference between, let's say, the pound US dollar and gold. Okay, so let's see how this live candle will develop. Let's see that. Currently, I want to see more bullish pressure. So if this can go up and then show me a flag, that would be very, very high probability, and I would be a buyer in that market. But for now, this is a warning sign. 4 hour looks bullish. I like the 4 hour chart. So currently broke the high and retraced, but still printing mainly bullish momentum. Daily is looking very, very nice. Okay, the daily looks good. Looks like we finally broken this level. This was a major level that I was looking at. So we had a nice uptrend right here. Okay, nice uptrend there. And then we went into a flat range. And then we did break the high, closed above it with a clean close. That is a very bullish scenario. So the daily, for me personally, looks very bullish, very nice. Let's see if the momentum can continue. Okay, now let me check silver, because these two are kind of connected. And I think, Alfonso, you wanted silver? Yeah. Daniel, did you trade the JPY pairs? I'll definitely analyze the JPY pairs next. Silver looks very flat on this 1 hour chart. I did hear that the silver is usually more stagnant, and then it kind of follows the gold. So when gold moves, it takes a couple of days or weeks for silver to catch up. So it is the same as, let's say, Bitcoin and altcoins. Basically, Bitcoin moves first, and then a couple of days or a couple of weeks later, all of the altcoins start pumping as well. That is the same scenario as with gold and with silver. So this looks very, very flat. 4 hour looks really flat as well. Really flat in this area as well. And the daily looks flat. So the daily is not as good as gold, right? Because gold broke the major high and actually closed above it and printed a clean close. But silver is still kind of ranging around between the low and the high. So to be honest, I'm expecting a bit of range bound price action inside of this low and high. Okay, that is what I can forecast on silver. What do I want to see for a bullish case? Well, I want to see a breakout of the structure and then nice impulse and then some nice buy setups. That would be a game plan on silver. If you're looking to pick which one is better, gold is better. Okay, gold looks more bullish than silver. Okay, so now we said we're gonna do. No worries, Alfonso. If you have any other instruments you want to take a look, definitely put them in the chat. Are euro and pound similar pairs? Yeah, they kind of move similarly, much more similar than, let's say, the euro and gold. So I would say pound and euro US dollar. So pound US dollar, euro US dollar move kind of in the same time zone, and also they have similar momentum moves, and I trade them very similarly, I would say. So my approach is very similar for both currency pairs. Now let's switch to the JPY pairs for a little bit. We're going to do the 1 hour chart. Okay, so let's do the 1 hour chart. On first one on the list is going to be the euro and the Japanese yen, which has been very, very flat, corrective, and range bound. Okay, I didn't take any trades on this currency pair. I was definitely looking at this point. Okay, it was looking extremely clean last week. Very, very clean. I love to trade these ascending channel patterns on the euro and the Japanese yen. They work very, very well. So I wanted to see a nice reversal downtrend and then to sell on that downtrend, but that never happened. Instead, we got some major news. We got a major news scandal. I think this was CPI or something like that. And at that point, the volatility was sky high. The markets were just kind of getting erratic, and I was being more patient. So from that point on, nothing really interested me. We were looking pretty flat, corrective, and range bound, and it was just not a good story. So Euro JPY definitely not on the watch list, and it was not looking interesting either. But AJ and NJ have been looking a bit more interesting, I have to say. We had a similar price action with a very nice clean ascending channel, but never got a reversal opportunity. And then a huge drop, and then volatility. But then we started to print a descending channel right here. Okay, we started to descend. So at that point, I was looking for a trend to the upside. Okay, so I was looking for this to happen and then to get in on some buy setups on the uptrend. Unfortunately, never played out. We never got that bullish signature momentum. We got a big drop. Big drop. Flag right here, yes. Let me just check. So the H is 690686. Yeah, this is a flag. This is a valid flag, but not high probability. First low, first high, second low, second high. Red candle is your entry candle. I was looking at this. I would have taken a sell setup if the flag was cleaner. This one was definitely not clean enough. Okay, definitely not clean enough because of the huge wick. When I see a huge wick like this, I'm definitely expecting a range, and I don't want to see any buying pressure. So for me to take a flag after this huge wick, I want to see a nice tight flat range and then a flag. Okay, so that is in my game plan. A quick flag is definitely not in my game plan. Okay, it's definitely not part of my trading plan. So I did not like this quick flag. Currently broke the low retraced, so we did not continue with momentum either. That is a bit of a warning sign. I want to see this descend a bit more. Okay, and I was also looking for a internal reversal entry. So that is an entry that we teach at Zentum Trading. Basically, it is free components. So you have a channel descending. In this example, you have a large impulse down, and then you have a big shift up. And then you execute the buy setup here, and usually it ends up being a nice winning trade. So I'm not going to reveal the exact stop loss and take profit, but basically it usually has a nice high win rate, and it's a nice setup. It never happened. Okay, we never got that big shift to the upside. We never got a big bullish candle like this, unfortunately. Instead, we broke the low and we retraced. So we broke the low and retraced. Now, what do I want to see? Well, I want to see price descend more. I want to see this happen. Maybe this was a large descending, and then this was the final fake out, and then we get a smaller descending, which will then finally create a nice strong uptrend. So that is definitely on my radar. Am I going to put this pair on the watch list? Yeah, you know what? I am, because we're definitely doing something. We're not just stagnating. We're not just being flat and corrective. This is looking interesting. I'm going to keep a close eye on the Aussie and the Japanese yen. So next JPY pair is going to be NJ. NJ was looking extremely interesting. Very, very nice, very clean. At this point, it was looking like it was going to reverse, because we got consecutive breaks of the low, no breaks of the high. So again, this is that descending channel pattern that I love to trade. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 consecutive breaks of the low. We definitely expect the price to reverse to the upside after that amount of consecutive breaks. But I needed the signature, and I got the signature right here. Bullish momentum started to kick in. Did I have my order on for a reversal, which would have been on this most recent low with, let's say, a 12 pip stop loss? No, I did not, because the distance between the high, between this price level and the entry was kind of too big. I would have preferred to see a slower retrace. And I was sleeping at this point. So this was at like midnight or 1 in the morning, my time. And yeah, it was not the best. I basically was sleeping, okay? So price then continued up, and we just never got an entry. We never got a flag or a break and retest. It never formed anywhere here. Daniel, what are you looking for exactly? A trade on Aussie Japanese yen or New Zealand Japanese yen? So basically, we never got an entry. I would definitely 100% take a buy entry. I mean, I did wake up, I think, at 4 or 5 a.m. because I was looking for an entry right here. I was expecting this to reverse, so I did have my alarm set, and I did wake up, but nothing formed. I definitely would have taken a flag here, or possibly a pullback and a break and a retest, okay? Okay, you saw the exact formation as I saw. Yep. It was looking very clean. Very high probability. Usually these channels are not that you're not going to see them very often. Again, 7 consecutive breaks of the low, that is very rare, and usually it creates a very strong uptrend. Yes, you're going to see a lot of dirty channels. What do I mean by that? Well, you're going to see high breaks within the channel, but here the dotted lines mark the breaks, and you can see only the lows are being broken. That is a very, very high probability sign. Very high probability. Unfortunately, we got a V reversal, complete meltdown. So that was pretty funny. Didn't take because the stop was too small. Let me see, 12 pip stop loss. Yeah, it was looking kind of small. The stop loss was looking kind of small, to be honest. No-brainer trading. Hi, Marco. Any active discounts for Zentum? Sorry, currently we do not have any discounts running for Zentum. So yeah, I'm sorry for that, but no active discounts. So you didn't take it because the stop loss was too small. You mean the initial reversal? I'm guessing the initial reversal. For me, the distance was too big. Even if I was awake at this point, so even if I was monitoring the charts, this would have been a bit too far for me, I believe. I think it would have been a bit too far. Let me just count the pips as well. I don't usually count the pips, but it's interesting to do it. Okay, after that, we basically got a complete V reversal, a complete meltdown. Now, this sort of a pattern usually works pretty well on New Zealand Japanese yen and Aussie JPY. I have seen it happen like this to the upside many times. So what is the pattern? You basically get an ascending channel, then a V reversal that takes out a lot of the stops that people have from maybe buying. Okay, buying all the way here. Oh, so this is wrong. Let me switch it up. So this is the pattern. It goes to the upside or downside, same thing. So a lot of people selling. Oh, how can I duplicate? I have a new computer, so I still am adjusting. Okay, a lot of people selling on these legs, and a lot of them have their stop losses above these highs, and then all of them get taken out with a V reversal, and then the trend usually starts to the downside. Nice, strong trend. So that was exactly what I was seeing here. I was seeing the descending channel, right? And then I saw a V reversal right here, taking out a lot of potential stops that people have from selling here, putting their stop loss above, selling here, putting their stop loss above some of these levels. But we never got an entry. So unfortunately, we never got an entry to exploit this potential start of a downtrend. Again, I have the V reversal. Two patterns that you can get from a V reversal. You can get a straight V and then a quick drop down and then a sell setup. Or you can get a V, a bit of a range, and then a drop down and then a sell setup. Two types. I prefer to get a V and then a bit of a range, to be honest. I kind of prefer that a bit more, but these ones work as well. So yeah, large wick on the bottom, and we just never got a clean entry setup. We got a bit of buying pressure. We never got a flag. We never got a break and retest. Now we're waiting to see if we can break the low with some strong momentum. Okay. What would I like to see on this currency pair? I would like to see a strong break of the low, the downtrend to continue, and then a sell setup. And I'm actually going to put this one on the watch list because it is moving. It's definitely doing something, as is the Aussie and the Japanese yen, as is the pound. So I'm going to be monitoring closely this price action. Again, this is a pattern that I have seen happen a lot on JPY pairs. Channel, V, and then a trend starts. So I like the prior price action. That's it for NJ. Let's see if the momentum can continue down. We have some questions. How much pips stop loss did you put in the US dollar pairs? Okay, so for the euro US dollar, I use 10 pips stop loss, EJ 12 pips, Aussie US dollar 10 pips, AJ 12 pips, pound US dollar, I use 15 pips for the break and retest entry, and I use usually 20 pips for the flag entry. And I do not trade the reversal entry. NJ, I use 12 pips. So a general rule for me in this current volatility, in the current market conditions, is dollar pairs 10 pips or 11 pips in live trading to counter the spreads. You can do that or you do not have to. For flags, I use just 10 pips. For the break and retest, I add a pip, making it 11 pips. And for JPY pairs, I use 12 pips. Okay, so that is kind of the best stop loss size according to the current market volatility I have found. If you get huge volatility and if my 12 pip stop loss just ends up looking really small, for example, like this, then I may put some discretion in it and extend it to, let's say, 25 pips. Again, that is only if the volatility is very, very high. I do still want to exploit the trends, so it makes sense for me to extend the stop loss a little bit. It's not the end of the world. I would much rather be in a trade and have a nice small winner than miss a trade because my stop loss was tiny, okay? Because my stop loss looked like this, for example. This usually doesn't work. So you can do what you want, but I have my own trade plan, which I have found works for me on a large sample size and works with my psychology. Yeah, no worries, Daniel. That theme, GBP USD. Okay, let's check on GBP USD. Okay, still has some potential. I'm looking for buy setups. Flag is currently forming. It's looking pretty nice with the current formation. First high, first low, second high, second low. Let's see if this candle can print a large wick to a downside, and let's see if we can get a nice bullish entry candle. Let's do Bitcoin. I want to check on Bitcoin. 1 hour, oh, we seem to be bouncing, but 1 hour is not going to paint a good enough story. Let's go to the daily. Okay, it's very interesting, very, very interesting. So this level failed, and I definitely had my eyes on this level, but we have rejected this level very heavily. So this would be a potential liquidity sweep. That is exactly what I look for in the liquidity sweep. This is just an example. You identify a flat range, you identify key levels. For example, this high, this low, major low, this major high. You look to see the price to take out the level, print a huge wick, nice bullish candle, and then you can get in, I don't know, with your low right here, aiming for the top of the range like this, maybe a 3-to-1. That is a good play. That is the liquidity sweep, because we expect this area to be rejected. We expect this area to be full of liquidity, and in a range, you're gonna see price bouncing off of the extremes. So price will go up, push into the upper liquidity, reject, go down, lower liquidity, reject. And that's how it goes. That is a range. So Bitcoin is possibly still surviving. I really thought that once we break this level, it's going to melt down, but that didn't happen. So let's see what we can expect. If it breaks the high, I do expect a lot more upside, maybe even like 90K, 100K. So this is an absolutely key level. S&P, let's do S&P. Let's start on the 1 hour. So S&P, I'm actually backtesting the S&P, trying to implement my trending entries on the S&P, and I have seen some very, very high probability flags. If you want to see an example, here is a very... Hey, what's up, James? How are you doing? James has always been a big supporter of my channel, so thank you very much, James, for all the comments. They really mean a lot. And if you have any requests, any chart requests, any questions, just put them in the chat. So yeah, I was testing these flags. First high, first low, second high, second low, blue candle is the entry candle. I've seen a lot of them form. The problem is the trailing stop loss management that I use does not work as well on the S&P. What works a bit better is a fixed take profit of, let's say, 3-to-1 or 4-to-1. So if you can put a, let's say, 15 pip stop loss aiming for a 4-to-1, you're going to have a better time than trailing your stop loss because of all the gaps. There's a lot of gaps happening, a lot more gaps than on Forex pairs, and the gaps can very easily stop you out. Something for me to test a bit more, but I'm seeing some potential. We had a big ascending channel happen on the 1 hour. And this is exactly what I expect to show me a reversal. Because each time we break the highs, we see a lot of weakness. So absolutely huge wick, large wick, breaks it. Large wick breaks this high again, rejects heavily, and then we have another break with a wick reject. So these ascending channels are what I love to see. I love trading this prior price action patterns, and they usually start printing a nice trend in the opposite direction, as you're seeing right now. If I was trading this live, I would be a potential seller in this market. I would be looking for a large leg and then either a flag or a nice break of the low retest of the most recent low. 4 hour, it's looking like it's going to reverse, possibly, showing some major selling pressure. The daily, let's check out the daily. Yeah, daily is starting to print some major selling pressure as well, here and here. But still, we're in a huge uptrend. Huge uptrend for a very long time. From here, we have just been, skyrocketing up. So it's normal to see, usually before a US election, The current president will want to pump up the stock market, pump up the economy so that he can show better numbers and get basically better ratings, more votes. So that's an edge, right? If you know that every 4 years before a US election, markets usually go up, most stocks go up and the S&P goes up, well, you can be more aggressive on buy setups every 4 years. So that is kind of how a trading edge is developed. You spot something in the markets that not a lot of other people know, then you backtest that approach and you see if you can exploit it or not. If it makes money, great, implement it into your live trading. If it doesn't make money, we'll scratch it off. But a trading edge is not something that is easily found online. Okay, so usually the best trading edges are kept very, let's say, under wraps, very secretly. I know there's one guy, I think Bernd on YouTube, he trades the Mexican peso and he knows after every Mexican election something happens to the peso and he makes a lot of money from that. I think I watched it somewhere online. But that is a trading edge. So he basically backtested what happens to the Mexican peso against the US dollar each time after a, let's say, election in Mexico. And then if he sees the markets go up or drop, he can make a trading play out of that. So just a quick rant on building a trading edge, but you can also build a technical trading edge. That is what we do at Zentum Trading. We gauge the price action, gauge the momentum, spot high probability patterns. For example, if we go back to NJ, 1 hour, this is a very, very high probability pattern that we love to trade. A clean descending channel with a signature momentum going up. So we love trading those patterns and we know there is an edge in trading them. So our trading edges are mostly technical. We do use a bit of time analysis as well, kind of connected to the different trading zones. So you have the London session, Asia session, New York session. We do exploit that with our timed entry. Okay, what do we have left? So let me do NASDAQ. 1 hour is dropping. 4 hour is dropping as well, printing some major selling pressure, seeing a major bearish leg here and some major selling momentum right here as well. So not looking good for the NASDAQ. The daily, yeah, also starting to print some major selling pressure. Although, to be honest, gold, S&P, and NASDAQ move a bit differently from Forex in a way that they like to move in channels as well. So they like to move in these large channels. So maybe we have just hit the lower channel support and maybe we can bounce off that area. So still not fully convicted that this is going to drop on the daily, but the 1 hour and the 4 hour are looking pretty awful. They're printing a lot of selling pressure right here. So the S&P looks better. S&P looks much better. DXY dollar index, 1 hour is just dropping away. 4 hour dropping as well. The daily, yeah, dropping. So the dollar is losing steam, which can be seen. James says, I'm going to bed at 2:43 a.m. in New Zealand. Thought I would say hi. Have a good stream. Thank you very much, James, and good night to you. Yeah, so it's 2:43 in the morning. Damn. Well, thank you for joining. And yeah, have a great next day. And definitely if you want to wake up, I don't think you're trading the pound and the US dollar, but if you are, it's looking pretty interesting for a flag. Okay, this current candle is not looking the best, but the pound is moving. I think you're trading the Aussie and the US dollar, if I'm not mistaken. Aussie US dollar is very flat and range bound, so you can go to sleep. nothing much forming. Okay. Yeah, DXY losing steam. Oil, let's check out oil. Oil can sometimes be interesting. See, right now it's printing a major bullish leg of momentum. I have tried implementing the trending entries on oil, but it is just very corrective. Okay, oil is just very corrective all over the place. Moving erratically, I don't like it. I haven't found much stability in oil. But again, for any of you momentum traders, I'm currently seeing some momentum also coming from a bit of a V reversal, right? We have a V reversal right here. We have a bit of a range, so we expect the price to go up. So that's nice. Again, a V reversal is a very simple pattern. Some people call it the cup and handle. This would be the cup. This would be the potential handle. It's also a inverse head and shoulders. You have the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Again, it's just missing the left shoulder, but it's basically the same thing that a lot of traders trade. Yeah, no worries, James. No worries. A lot of traders trade head and shoulders, cup and handle. We call it the V reversal. Same thing, different name. Also with the ICT things, a lot of the things that he teaches can be found online, okay, and have been traded for a long, long time. So I would say none of these online gurus are actually inventing anything new, but just repackaging old entries and old stuff as new entries with different names. The entries that we're using at Zentum Trading, they have been used for a very, very long time. I know I have read Mike Bellafiore's One Good Trade and the Playbook. So those are two great books on prop firm trading. He runs a prop firm called, what was it? Let me check. SMB Capital. Okay, so he runs SMB Capital, which is not FTMO, it is a real prop firm. Basically, he takes traders, teaches them how to trade, gives them capital, and then they trade on his trade floor. So he definitely knows what he's doing. And there was an interview with one of his most successful traders, and he was talking about how he takes percentage from the market. And what he does is basically he looks for momentum, good fundamentals as well. And how does he get into the market? He gets in with a flag setup. Okay, he calls it the ABC correction according to the Elliott wave theory, but it is the flag. So you have this. This is A, B, C. Maybe there is even a tool for it in TradingView. Let me see. Should be here, right? Yeah, Elliott wave correction. See, what is this? This is a flag. First high, first low, second high, second low. Let me actually put it on the pound. It's going to be funny. Oh no, pound, come on. So first high, first low, second high, second low, and then a blue candle is our entry candle. So the best trader at the best prop firm on Wall Street, SMB Capital, is using the most simple patterns such as the flag to extract money from the markets. So that should tell you something. We all use this very similar entries, very similar price action analysis, but it is repackaged and has 100 different names. It's not really the entry and the strategy that is that hard to learn. It is the actual psychology behind trading and the consistency and not giving up. That is the harder part of trading. Okay, it is hard to build a trading edge. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely very, very hard. But what's even harder is building up that good, healthy psychology and not quitting when things get tough. So enough for the quick rant. I would say that we are done for today. We have ran through all of the pairs. If you guys have any last minute requests, make sure you definitely put them in the chat. But I'm just going to do a quick run through all of the pairs. Euro US dollar, large selling pressure, broke the high retraced, not on the watch list. EJ looking flat and range bound, not on the watch list. Aussie US dollar broke the high retraced, looking range bound. AJ has some potential overall. Descending impulse down. Let's see if the momentum can continue down. Pound US dollar, I was looking for a flag. We have 10 more minutes in this active candle. Now it's starting to print a lot of selling pressure. I do not think this is going to end well. So let's see, but I think this is going to show me that large bearish selling pressure that I do not want to see. And NJ, V reversal. So we had a descending, then a V reversal, then a push down. I'm expecting a downtrend to happen. Let's see if we can break the low with momentum and then look for sell setups. So that would be it for this live stream. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you want to learn how to trade, make sure you go to zentumtrading.com. where we are teaching you these exact entries in depth and taking you going from zero to consistently profitable in the markets. So yeah, definitely check it out, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next live stream, which is going to be next Wednesday.